Well, today's walk is from travejos, mainly because there are lots of fig trees towards the end of this walk. So we'll see how it goes. It's about 2 hours this walk. Well, 1 3/4 hours. But by the time I've spent 10 minutes collecting figs, it's going to be 2 hours. So we'll be a lunch at Alta Vista Bar further down the road. After 3 or 4 days of rain, today it's, as you can see, is very nice. I bought myself a small tripod for when I'm out. It's attached at present, and I can use it as a handhold. It makes it steadier than having it on top of my monopod, and we'll see how good it is later. A pretty flower. Oh, quite a lot about. It's already getting quite warm, but we are getting towards the forest. This is the awful little bit of path on the edge of the barranco. Some of these things get washed away in heavy rain, but this one seems to be okay. And we'll be in the forest in 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll be able to cool down. Well, first bit of this walk is nice and easy, slightly uphill. This bit is slightly downhill, but as soon as we get into the forest, it starts climbing, and that continues all the way to the top of the walk, and then we can drop down to the embalser and the barranco where the fig trees are. Well, here we are, the start of the forest. Lots of pine trees. It is pine area this, so not a lot of undergrowth. This track is quite nice, not used very much. It does get overgrown sometimes, but today it's quite nice. Well, this is the first challenge. We have to walk up the stream bed to find a path, but then it's not difficult, it's just in front of us. There we are. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. Quite a lot of bits like this where you've got to climb up and over rocks out here, but they're not difficult, they are kind of stepwise, and we can then get back into the forest. Pine needles this morning are brown because they're wet. This part of the walk is quite nice really, because it's a narrow path, woodland kind of path. When we get a bit further on, we get onto the forester's type of track, and that's not as attractive. But then it's made for the forester to be able to fight the forest fires, not for me to walk on. Well, here we are, another choice. You can either go up there, which is actually a water runoff, or down there. Looking at the GPS, it's not the water runoff, the water stream, it's this one. So we'll continue up this way through the bit of undergrowth and out the other side. Well, it's now starting to climb quite steeply. It's not that difficult, but it just requires a bit of energy. Oh, I don't recollect these trees ever before. fact, I don't recollect this bit of track, although there is a cairn up there. We'll see where we're going. We have now joined one of the Forester's Paths tracks, and we do leave it further up, but as you can see, and you can hear, I'm climbing quite hard now. It's now back to a water runoff path, so it's a nicer walking spot, and it's going to level out for a short period in a minute, so I can have a look round. The undergrowth has been closing in, but now we're out to it's kind of an empty circle, if I remember rightly. Just a bit further up here we are, climbing out of the and an empty piece with no trees. Although he's now got to look forward. Going up there to the top of there, then round and down, and then up again to reach the very top. I'm taking the shortcut. The path is down there somewhere. This one cuts the corner off, but it is steeper, and I've got to keep climbing up these things until I get to the track which crosses the top of this path. Oh, we're nearly at the top of this. In fact, I don't know if you can see this. Some kind person's left a cairn up there for people who haven't got GPS. Right, I stop there. I rest as much as anything. Oh dear, the camera is on it. New tripod, which means I can put it in the middle of a path. Oh, and I'm going to spray myself with water, of course. Oh, not too bad. There we are. Although I walk these kind of walks every week, my leg muscles still suffer coming up these hard bits. But the cardiovascular system seems to hold out. Well, get that back in one of the pockets where it came from. Oh, that's a bit of a mess. I'm going to have to take that off. That away. There we go. That way. Right, it's a bit better. Unfortunately, get everything back together again. I did send Jamie a start of the walk message, and I have got tracking on. Not that it's ever worked as far as I can make out, but we'll see today. We go a bit further. Oh, I just had a water stop, and I recorded a bit of a message, but I'm not sure it's actually recorded. It seemed to have switched itself off. We're now dropping into the bottom, and then we have to go over the mountain at the side of it. That one there. You can see that through the trees, that's the top of it up there. So it's another hard climb from the bottom. It's always interesting to see walls like this when you're walking in the middle of a forest, and there's a wall. that runs round all this way. Presumably at some time this was terraced rather than forested. Different. Some water in the bottom. As I say, it rained for 3 days this week, so these places have got water in them. We're now at the bottom, and that's the way up. Fairly massive rock faces there, and yeah, for those who've walked this, well, I think you can see, if you look up there, you can see the pipe. That's where we're going. I've got to walk round and up to that, and then further round it's up there, on the very top up there that we're going to. There you are, right there. That will take a while. Well, this is it, down to the bottom there, and there's the hill we've got to climb to the top of. Fair distance. Anyone that's walked this route will remember this bit. Painful climb up to the top, round the corner and up, just as bad if not worse as this, to get up to the top. Well, that was hard and hot, although at the top there were some pines to give a bit of shade. But we've now reached the top. This is where all the pipes come from. There's a station just a bit further on. I'll leave it recording until we get there. We've got a bit of downhill, then a bit up, and then we go down towards the Embalser and the fig tree. But just now, I'll see a little bit here. There's a small Embalser up there. Obviously, acts as a reservoir for this. And it's probably full today, since some of the islands had 3 inches of rain at the beginning of the week. And as you can hear, the water pouring down the pipes from the top. This part of the walk is the 130, which runs down to Ifonchi, where I walked last week. I showed you when I crossed this one. We've now got to decide where I'm going. We seem to have got 3 paths here. Let's have a look at the signpost. I'll show you what it says. Vilaflor, Ifonchi, Esperanza and Arona. Well, we don't want any of those. It's taken me about an hour to get here, just under an hour, so I'm going to shorten the walk, and this takes us down this side of the mountain rather than round the other side to the Embalser, and it brings me closer to the fig trees, so that's where we're going. With a bit of luck I shall finish in 2 hours. The other walk, another path takes us that side, the other side of that mountain. The Embalser is down in the bottom. You can probably just see it through the trees there. That's where we're going. It would be nice to get over this edge into the barranco, because that's where the fig trees are. But last time I looked, it wasn't very easy. An interesting set of walls. Obviously it's been terraced for farming. It's probably ripe this for extra vines which are covering this whole area now, so one presumes that next year there'll be vines all down here. Well, there's the Embalser, and in the bottom there is the stream bed. Just round the neck, that bend is where the fig trees are. But my views were, well, they've obviously put vines all down there, so I'm not walking across that. I'll have a look and see if there is a path down though. There are lots of vines down here. They have obviously decided everything down here is going to grow vines eventually. I don't know how far up they'll be able to go. But these are all new from last year. And I just found 3 fig trees that I didn't know existed. A lot of the figs have been eaten by the birds now. A lot are very soft. Still some green ones on. So they'll be here for another week probably. But the warm weather seems to be taking its toll on the figs. It seemed to be early this year. But in front of us, there's a giant fig tree that we looked at last year for figs. We're going to look at that. The big fig tree didn't have much on. That was on was covered in mud. I just had 10 beach buggies up the road kicking dust up like mad, so all these figs and a lot of the vines are covered in dust from beach buggies, which doesn't seem to be very wonderful. But then you see, they're making money. Well, here we are in the barranco. The fig trees on this side. They've got figs on. We're a bit close to where people can get easily, so they may have been picked over. A lot of small green ones on, so there's still going to be some later on. But I'll have a look and see what we can find. As you can see, there are lots of small green figs about at present, all over this tree. The bigger ones have been picked off obviously by people, but there are a few about. I'm further up the barranco now, where it's more difficult to get, so people won't have picked these. But there's not many big ones on, but lots and lots of small ones, so it may be these are just a bit behind the other trees. There are some further up. It's a matter of whether it's worth walking that far. I'll walk up anyway. There was a waterfall a bit further up, so although there's some fig trees further up, I decided not to go up the waterfall. So we'll walk out of this barranco. This is a nice barranco, this little last bit. It's obviously not, doesn't have a lot of water down it because it's got pine needles in the bottom. Yeah, it's an interesting tree. It's a bit difficult looking at trees and walking down here. There are some brown ones on that tree further back. I'll switch off and climb up there. Looking at the trodden down area, I'm not the only one that's been up here. This is the fig tree a bit further down. Oops, daisy. There are more larger figs on this side if I can get to them. There are lots of fig trees down there as well, but I'm not sure what we'll do with all these figs. I've got enough for next week, and next week I might be able to pick some more. There's still plenty of green ones about, so we'll see next week. Now I'm after walking back. I shall be back inside my 2 hour limit. Well, I don't know whether that actually recorded or not. I was just commenting on the number of fig trees in the bottom there that I haven't looked at. There are figs on, but I've got plenty for a week, and there's plenty of green ones left for next week. Now I can look at the countryside. Wonderful countryside. this has been converted all over, everything around here, to vineyards. There is a stable down there with a few horses in, but in general this is vine country. The top of the rim of the caldera looks quite amazing today. You can see you can see the cloud there drifting towards Tay. It really is nice. They're building lots of new walls around these vineyards. They look very nice. They're spending a lot of money, so this bit will become a vineyard next year, I presume. They've already built one around the far side. This bit of the road is will be familiar to Heather's group. We met them one day walking back in the opposite direction. We're all going back to where the minibus is now, so, but they do walk up here quite a lot. And the old terraces up there that might get used. An interesting cloud formation drifting towards Tady. Look at the top there. All the way around, back down there. This is the other side of that piece of land where they were building the wall. This is the wall coming from this side. Goes right round over the top, down there. I'm getting towards the end. Never quite understood this in the middle of the vineyard area, but they must be potatoes. I can't think of anything else that they'd grow. Oh, they've got a white flower and not a blue flower, pearl flower. And they do grow further around as well. Strange. Yes, there was potatoes. Yeah, all this area, quite big. Oh, it's not often you see the people actually picking vines.
José, sonríe aquí al hombre.
There have been quite a few puddles to get over. These look as though they may be a problem. This one doesn't look too bad. Go up this edge, I think, and round it. Round past this tree. Not scraping my leg. Oops! Ouch! And not falling into the water on the way back down. There we are. First one. Oh, the second one's got a way round on the other side. So with a bit of luck, I shall finish up with dry feet. I think I need a stick on this. There we are. That one finished. So there we are. Back to the minibus. Oh, it's just on the main road there. The end of the walk, and I'm within my time limit. Fine.